My name is Jordi Ruiz Cirera. I'm a photographer from Barcelona, but I've been here in London since 2011 when I came to study a master at the LCC. At first I studied graphic design and I was working as a graphic designer in Barcelona, but I always wanted to work as a photographer. So in 2010, the, the work wasn't going really well in Spain. It was because of the crisis, so I decided to quit my job and devote to photography. So I went traveling for a while and then I came here to London when I started the master, and I've been working in photography ever since. Well, winning the title Wessing was really an impressive accolade. I could never expect that, and it has really changed a lot and opened me many doors. I mean, everything works pretty slow in the photography world, but I can say that now, people kind of know my work, so it's easier to approach editors and to get new work and new commissions. Well, I started with a project about the Mennonites in 2010 when I was doing a long trip in South America. And I've tried to contact them beforehand, but they don't have telephone or email or anything, so actually there was no way but to go there directly. So I decided to go there because I wanted to do a reportage on their lifestyle, and I just went to one of the towns and tried to meet someone there, and then I met this man that invited me to his house and said, yeah, you can stay in my house if you want for a couple of days. And then it was all a very long process of gaining trust and getting access to this reality. It was not easy because photography is generally forbidden for them, but as in all religions, everyone can do whatever they want. So normally I was staying like 4 or 5 days or a week with each family. I was living with them, and the first time I went there, maybe the first 1 or 2 days I didn't take any picture or take a few, and then start getting closer and closer. I was amazed by the fact that 50,000 people was living in the same way as they had always lived, and refused to use any kind of modern utility. Essentially they live, like in the 19th century, and I thought that was worth seeing that and knowing how was it possible, and what were they thinking. It was, I guess a matter of personal interest, and then I also thought that it could be an interesting photographic project. The picture that was the winner of the title Wessing is of a young Mennonite woman. She was, I think, 26 or 27. The second time I went to visit the Mennonites, I came with the idea of doing this series of portraits to kind of show the reality of this community in a different way. Because I felt that, I realized that there were a couple of projects on this kind of communities, on similar ones, so I wanted to give something new, something different, so I came with the idea of this series of very straightforward and kind of series of portraits. And this specific portrait, I went to her house because I was also interested in the people who left the communities, kind of refusing the lifestyle, the traditional lifestyle, and I knew that her father did left the communities. So I went there looking for her father, but he wasn't there. It was only herself, her mom and her sister. They barely speak any Spanish because they speak German amongst themselves. But they were really nice, and they welcomed me in, and I said, well, I'm just doing well, traveling around and taking pictures of your communities. Would like to take some pictures here. And at the beginning they were a bit surprised to see me there, because of course they weren't expecting me, but they were really nice and they said, well, yeah, if you want to take some portraits, that's alright. So I took some pictures in the house, like in the kitchen, like then with the sewing machine and stuff, and then I asked her to sit in front of me on the table, and I just took her like two frames, and then we took her sister as well, and then with both of them we convinced her mom to sit, because it wasn't, she wasn't really happy to be photographed, so it took a little while to convince her. Now we are working, as I said before, on this exhibition for Historical Royal Palace, which was a year commission, and then also I'm working on an exhibition of the Mennonites project. I'm looking for a space, and also I want to work on a book of that project, because initially that was my idea, to to mix photography with text and kind of create a book or sort of a little publication. Besides that, I'm gonna leave London for a couple of months now, and I'm gonna go first to Palestine to do a project for a magazine, and then I've been working in the last couple of months on another reportage about the crisis in Spain, something that I'm quite interested in, and I plan to go there again maybe in October, November. And then in winter, the idea is to go to South America again to do a project about some environmental issues in Paraguay, and hopefully be there for a couple of weeks. So quite interesting in the next couple of months.